Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me today. Well, today I need to read on Trump because I recently read on Biden and need to read on Trump. So what's he looking like? What's going on with him? He still behaves very erratically, just trying to play to his base. And sure enough, he's not gotten his campaign together whatsoever. And like I saw, he's not going to get it together. So what's going on with him? Okay, well, these flipped out, so let's look. We have the Eight of Wands, right? He's very busy, so he is trying to make as many stops as possible. He will say things like, I won the last one in the last week of the campaign season. He gives that all credit all to himself, though, of course. However, he forgets to mention that announcement by the FBI that Hillary's stuff was going to be looked into again came during that time too, and that did not help Hillary. So, but of course he's going to take credit. But he thinks that if he campaigns enough, he keeps it busy, it'll help. But that Eight of Wands suggests that it's not a bad idea for him to do it. He's moving it forward. Okay. But the Knight of Coins, he doesn't have any greater plan, though. It's just sort of like, okay, I'm putting one foot in front of the other and doing what I do every day. That's really what we see there. It's nothing any more special than that. Okay, we have, and that means probably still working on improving his health after having COVID. And then we have the Five of Coins. Yeah. I mean, that doesn't look good. He is shut out for many voters. Many voters are just not having it. They have decided against him, and they will not change their minds. He will not. Yeah, I don't see his poll numbers rising. He will not get them to come over. There's nothing he can do at this point to say what they want to hear. That would help them to go back into some denial and say, yeah, that's the Trump I knew when I voted for him in 2016. He's not going to be able to do it. If he's lost him, he lost him. There's no way they're coming back. That's what I'm seeing there. So, I never saw his campaign getting its footing again before Election Day. I never saw his poll numbers rising. And it's just not going to happen. And he's just he doesn't have any special strategy. Wait a minute, though. So is the strategy to, simply play dirty? Because I've seen that. He really kind of thinks he can't win. So is he trying to set everything up so that he can invalidate the election results, essentially? Pick and choose which votes get counted and which get destroyed. Try to get the electors in a state to vote for him against the majority of their constituents. Try to get the court to uphold those decisions. Is that what's going on, Spirit? Hermit, Queen of Coins, that Queen of Coins again. There is a female donor, and more pieces come into play, don't they? More pieces of the puzzle come together. The Heritage Foundation, the Federalist Society, the coordination in the Center for National Policy, the weekly meetings, all of these folks, Bannon and people from Fox News and Kellyanne Conway and all these conservative, so-called conservative, because somebody said conservative, that's not even fair to use the word conservative to describe them, because they've sort of taken it to a place that, most conservatives would not like, right? So, but a lot of kind of conservative far right, that kind of thing, the donors. I still think Betsy DeVos is bigger than this, than we know. I do. Not that she's some sort of genius, but she is the front person. And she is very motivated, too, to keep her money, grow her money. She has a very much a attitude of people who have that kind of money were blessed by God, and they worked for it, and they should have it, and she very much has that attitude. And everybody else then conversely, what's wrong with all of you that you don't have it? That kind of thing. All right, so Trump, what about his health? What's that looking like for him? 10 of Swords, he's still not okay. You know, he still is experiencing fatigue and sometimes feeling like these rallies are just to, beat the tar out of him. The 2 of Coins, however, he is, he's not going to show it, right? The 4 of Cups, he's not having it. He's doing his positive thinking thing, and he's just not going to have it. But I just heard that he is terribly irritable, terribly mad, terribly short-fused, very stressed, when people don't take care of themselves, people who really have it together don't take care of themselves, they get more irritable and a lot more erratic. And now we're talking about Trump, who is already highly irritable and erratic. And it's just, it's crazy. He's being more and more crazy all the time because he's refusing to give up his campaign schedule. Absolutely refusing to. Okay, I gotta look at this again, because he has said he will leave the country if he loses. He said that in a rally, maybe I'll leave the country. He talked about he couldn't handle it if he lost to Biden. But he's thinking about the legal issues that really would probably come raining down on him after he's out. So let's look at it again. I looked at this once. I didn't see him leaving. Will he? 8 of Cups. We got the 8 of Cups. Okay. We got the 8 of Cups. We got the Knight of Cups. We got the Empress, pregnant with that possibility. He's looking into it. Manipulative. It's part of his manipulation with that Knight of Cups, like, I don't have to deal with this. I don't have to come back and deal with this if I'm gone. The 8 of Cups. He may travel. I do think, though, I do see him facing the music here, but then trying to wiggle out of it by blowing up health issues bigger than they are. I've seen that. I do think he's going to get charged with something regarding tax evasion, tax fraud, money crimes, financial crimes. I do think he's going to get charged. I've always seen that. And I've never seen him doing a lot of jail time because I see this manipulation happening. And now that I'm thinking about it, I almost wonder if part of that is the COVID stuff, where a lot of white collar criminals didn't have to go to jail. They could be on house arrest if they were considered, not in immediate risk to their communities. They were allowed that. So now I'm wondering, boy, does this happen so quick that he's using COVID? Because even though he's had it once, we know that doesn't mean you have immunity forever. I mean, that would have to be happening pretty quick, though, if he's using COVID as an excuse. Let's see, COVID as an excuse. There we go, that Wheel of Fortune. But then we have the Sun, and we have the 5 of Swords. Oh, I know, he's gonna try. I've seen this too. He is going to try to cheat his way to win that election. He's going to try to do it. It'll be interesting. The month after election night will be extremely interesting, you guys. Very interesting. He will not succeed ultimately, but he's planning on trying to win at any cost. He thinks he's sitting pretty. He thinks he's got some things sewn up, some underhanded things he can do. But yet we see things like Bill Barr not pursuing charges against, Biden or any of them, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton. No, he's not going to pursue that. There's 2 Senate committees have said Hillary did no wrongdoing that would be, criminal. And yeah. And what's he going to charge Barack Obama with? Barack Obama really kept his nose clean. He knew he needed to. He knew where some could get away with some bad behavior in their youth or what have you. He knew that as a black man, he had to keep his nose absolutely clean, and he did. Plus, he's a moral guy. He is moral. You know, he really didn't have a problem with that because he is moral. And Biden too. I mean, what they really haven't been able to find things other than awkward moments. You know, maybe some boundary stuff, but he's kept his nose clean too. So, yeah. I mean, he's a moral guy too. So they won't, and I don't think they will find anything about it. But, the murkiness, though. Oh, I see. So instead, they're not going to be charged. Barr's not charging them. But casting doubt, making it murky. You know, maybe they have secrets, you know, putting all that suggestion out there. They're taking that as far as it can go. All right. See, it just feels like Trump is having some people, yeah, and there are some lawmakers who are now speaking out against him because they're thinking it will help them in the election to do so. So you get these signs here and there that his support really is faltering. Not like they're going to disown him before Election Day. Oh no, they want his supporters. Yeah, he has a very stressful few weeks here. There is a bit of a relapse with his health, I see. I don't think it's a long one. But I mean, I think, you know, people notice. He's not looking so good on the campaign trail. Maybe he even then tells on himself about the fatigue or the bit of a, you know, harder time getting over it completely than he led others to believe. Yeah, that could be too. His health takes a hit there. Yeah, ultimately, for Donald Trump, what happens? You know, a viewer reminded me of the medium reading I did with Leona Helmsley, which was so powerful. It was wonderful talking to her because, oh wow. Yeah, I'll link it. I'll link it below in the first comment. I'll pin it. Because she, of course, got in trouble for tax evasion and was in prison for a while, on house arrest for longer, I believe. And yeah, she had advice to give to Donald Trump. And he just castigated her publicly over and over for getting in trouble with that stuff. And he's done the same things. So what of the trouble? What of ultimately what's going on for Trump? I've always seen him losing a lot of money and that being the biggest deal to him. Yeah, well, look at that. Biden is going to be the legitimate winner of the election. There it is again. But then we do have the 10 of Cups. So it's like the Republican Party will try to help Trump cheat to keep it. They will. But the fact is, Biden is the legitimate winner. And gradually that will become apparent. He'll stand his ground as long as he can. But then there will be an opportunity given to get them the heck out. So he's going to make it difficult. And this is going to be bad for the country. And there will be a lot of lawmakers concerned this is bad for the country. And he will say, okay, I'll concede if this, and this. He'll try, and I've seen that from the beginning. He'll try to get a good deal to go. But he can't sew up all of his legal troubles because they're here, they're there, they're everywhere. So, no. What I just heard is, no, he's going to be brought low. He's going to be brought low. And I will take no satisfaction in that. Probably a lot of us will take no satisfaction in that because he instead becomes a sort of pathetic figure. But, you know, it was a great object lesson. It's been terrible. I would wish he had never been the president, but great object lesson. You know, we can't, a maniacal kind of power-hungry, wealthy person is still a person, one person. And we all have our limits as human beings. And we will all die. And we will all grow old. And some of us will go before we grow terribly old. And it will happen to all of us, you know, and that's just part of life. It's the building up, it's the saying goodbye gradually. We can do that with grace. We can allow our souls, our spirits to grow stronger and glow brighter as we age and we say goodbye to more and more of the physical. Or we can do like Donald Trump and just try to more and more desperately to build ourselves up and our power and our, almost as if we're going to be immortal. And that is never is a good look on anyone when they finally have to do what they're supposed to be doing developmentally and be saying goodbye to some of the things here in this physical realm. And accepting that. And like I said, I believe spirit then comes in stronger and brighter. And I've known so many older people who just become, you know, you just feel it when you're with them. You feel a strength of spirit that is palpable. So we hope to be that, right? All right. Yeah, so we won't take any joy in it, but I do think that does become true for him. Although he's still argumentative to the end, we have that Knight of Swords trying to win, and we still have that duplicity, right? We still have that, you know, he's talking this way one way, he's talking that. He tries to stay in the public eye. He's still in denial. He's still peddling it. He does that to the end. Don't look for him to have a moment of, wow, you know, epiphany, revelation. He might say he has, just to get an interview. But don't look for it. It may not be coming till he's moving toward the other side. So we pray for him. We pray for, again, for him, what source would have for him. Yeah. All right. So, that being said, I guess we will just see, and we'll just ask source to make best use of all of the difficulties we've had in the last 4 years, to make the best use of that for movement toward our greater good, which I believe will happen. Let's see. We have the 3 of coins, a building. Right. We're going to have a lot of lawmakers. I keep saying this. We're going to have a lot of lawmakers who are consulting with each other. And what can we build? How can we build a better house? You know, we're going to have the press digging and digging. Oh, that's going to go on for years. Yeah. There's still going to be secrets to uncover after he goes. Okay. All right. Well, I thank you all so much. You take care. Bye-bye.